You're a very busy guy.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, it's I'm very grateful. I got to tell you, it's the last year and a half. It's been a weird time, obviously, for everyone. My industry is no exception. It's been weird, and I'm grateful to have been able to keep a little bit busy anyway, and yeah, thank you. Here I am.
Well, what's interesting to me is that you do as much behind the camera as you do in front of the camera, and so that keeps you doubly busy.
Yeah, I'm trying, Tony. I'm trying, man. I've been doing this a long time, and the when I'm idle, when there's a lull, it doesn't get any easier. It hasn't gotten any easier. I mean, obviously, I'm able to fill it now with I'm a dad, so obviously my time is allotted differently than it was before I had children. But still, you want to try to find ways to stay busy and to branch out and to keep changing. I mean, I was very lucky this past year. I was actually able to host a couple of game shows, which was amazing. Hosting has been something I've always wanted to do. And, someone, said, sure, let's let him do it. And so I had the opportunity and I'm very grateful I did. So that was my sort of big pivot during the pandemic. I added game show host to my resume.
It's a lot harder than people think.
It's not easy. It is not easy, Tony. It is definitely a very specific thing. It is, it's not. I have much respect for game show hosts, especially the good ones that make it look so easy.
Yeah.
Well, they're a conductor as well, right? It's not just, you obviously have the human component. You've got to talk to people, know how to engage, keep a conversation going, find out interesting facts about them. But you also have to, in the case of a game show anyway, you've got to, deal with the rules and the games and play the game. And it's a whole choreography. It's not easy.
Well, God bless you, Jason Bailey.
Thank you. Thank you, Tony.
Let's talk about the subject, because this is just it's kind of a Hitchcockian kind of thriller, isn't it? I mean, it just goes back to those roots, psychological and so well filmed.
Yeah, I got to tell you, I feel really grateful to be a part of this one. I think it's a great film, and it is Hitchcockian. That's a great way to describe it. The tables get turned on Phil. I play this guy who's a documentary filmmaker, and it's interesting because tonally it obviously it's dramatic, it's pretty intense, but it does get there is that thriller component to it all. So it's an ambitious movie. I mean, it asks a lot of questions. But I think, first of all, the script was amazing. Chiza did an incredible job with the script. And I thought Lanny Zippoy, first-time filmmaker, knocked it out of the park. I mean, I can just tell you as an actor, obviously there's the finished product, but I can tell you that on set, I was really nervous. This is not something I'm used to doing. This is not a role that I get offered very often, never mind am willing to do, because it's scary to me. I don't do this very often. And so, but she was so good about holding my hand. She knew exactly what kind of notes to give, when to give them, when to give me space. I mean, she was just really wonderful on set and instilled in me a confidence that I could do it. Particularly that third act, right? There's that confrontation between my character and Anjanou Ellis's character. And I think the movie kind of lives or dies with that whole sort of confrontation. And, it was really hard for me, but I thought I was in really good hands.
She knows how to build a scene, and she knows how to build a movie to that point in that third act. And Anjanou is amazing. She's just an amazing actress.
She's an amazing actress, and she's an incredible scene partner. She helped me so much. I mean, she knew, she had her own emotional journey to go on while we were filming that, but she was really helpful for me as well. She knew how to help me, and she knew when to give me space. And it was just really, it was such a treat working with her. I think about, experiences that I've had in my career. I think about guys like Eugene Levy, working with him at 19 years old. And I think about how much he has impact working with him and his style of comedy, how much that has impacted me since that point moving forward in my comedy. I can't even tell you the influence that has had and he has had. I will look back on this movie as another one of those experiences where I was, impacted in a very meaningful way by Anjanou, as I move forward and take on more dramatic roles for sure.
His years doing improv and, Second City and everything that he's done makes him a more present actor, which I'm glad that's how you feel.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, there's no question. I can even get even more specific. There was when he was cast, he wanted to do some rehearsal. We all did we rehearsed a lot of the movie. I think we might have rehearsed the whole movie, but this is what really stands out to me is Eugene and I got in a room with the screenwriter and the directors, and we got in a room and we went through these scenes. And Eugene had a relatively small part in that first movie, but we went through these scenes and, they were funny on the page for sure. But Eugene and I just went in there and we just improv'd. And, for me at that point, I'm just trying to do my best to, to keep up. But what we improvised, the screenwriter sitting there and he's writing down a lot of the stuff. And so those scenes were born from those rehearsals in a way, the sort of the most of those scenes. And, I just remember that day or two doing that with Eugene and thinking, oh, I'm never going to be the same actor. Like this. I remember being aware of it then, thinking, oh, this is where I'm going to change as an actor. I was just like sitting there watching him going, oh, this is how you do it.
As we're wrapping up, I mean, are you able to bring that into a drama like this one, The Subject?
Yeah. Yes. I mean, I find that improvisation is, and it lends itself better, obviously, to comedy, right? Chiza wrote a really incredible script. There's not much we wanted to do. Also, it didn't feel, they had a very specific vision for this. And so, and also, it took me a while to really feel comfortable doing this role. This isn't a role that in rehearsal, I was like, I know this guy, I got this guy, like it was with the Jim character from American Pie. Yeah. Before I was cast, I knew who that guy was. With Phil in The Subject, I needed to figure it out as I went along. And so I was actually very lucky. Lanny was able to schedule the filming of the movie so that final scene confrontation, we actually shot at the end of the movie. I don't know that I could have done it in the beginning of filming if we had shot out of order that way. I needed all of that time to figure out Phil and to feel comfortable in his shoes, truthfully. So, it was in that sense, it was kind of a different experience, but yeah. And also, I don't know that I could have done this movie before I had kids. I don't. For me, it was like the places I had to go emotionally, I don't think I could have gone there before I had a kid, to be honest. So,
Jason, congratulations on it. It's a wonderfully tight film, and God bless you for giving me some time this morning.
I love it. Thank you, Tony. I appreciate it. Nice to see you.
Take care.